Friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another very interesting machine on the VulnHub, which is Rudra. The link will be put in the video below so that you can download it and play it on your own. In this video, I will be demonstrating a lot of very useful and important techniques. Before we get started, however, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So now let's head over to Kali Linux VM to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. So as you can see here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 133. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and service scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already done that before, so now we can get out its result. Let's scroll up a bit. As you can see here, I took the options like sync scan or stealthy scan and version scan, default script scan. As you know, different surfaces will have different scripts or default scripts to scan, and followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Then we can retrieve scanning results whenever, just as what I'm doing now. Of course, as you know, a map can support other types of output format. From the map scanning results, we can tell the target machine has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although there's a bit, many open ports, but as we know, the last ports belong to NFS or Network File Sharing Service. Okay? And also, in most cases, we do not need to care about this port number 111, which is running RPC or remote procedure call. Okay? And the first open port is 22, and the service is SSH or Secure Share Service. And also we can get the version information, including its version number, 7.6. Though this version is a bit outdated, I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability or exploits. The second open port, 80, the service or protocol is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And also we can get the version and its corresponding version number, exact version number, Apache 2. So what shall we do next? We are going to enumerate the target machine. The question is where to start. Just as I mentioned in the other videos, if you have already followed my channel, you know this very well. I always mentioned over and over again. Of course, this is my personal methodology. That is, if the target machine has file sharing service running, such as NFS, FTP, Samba, we should enumerate those services first. This case is NFS or Network File Sharing Service. The question is how to enumerate the NFS service. Very easy. We can create the directory, because I'm going to mount the share on the target machine to this directory or mounting point, like share. And, we need to use sudo to mount. Oh, sorry. I think I made a mistake. To enumerate the NFS service, the first command we have to run is this one, showmount. mount with option of E. So you can see there is one share on the target machine. Next, we can run the mount. Let me autocomplete this command. So this command mount will be mounting the remote share on this directory. Okay, so now we can press enter. It's done. And now we can navigate into this directory. And we got, it looks like we are in the home directory of the user. You know, this one, Chevy. Okay, and also this one, we can cut out this file. So, you know, it's saying is Rudra is another name of this one as per the Vedic scriptures, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it's talking about. Anyhow, no problem. So I think we can exit out from or out from this shell, okay, for a while. And next, what we are going to do next, it's time to enumerate the web application both manually and automatically. Let's fire up the browser to perform manual enumeration first. Press enter. And we got this site back from the target machine. Scroll down. Some pictures, a lot of pictures. We need to see whether we can find something suspicious. No, we can check its source code. Scroll down to the bottom. It looks like nothing interesting here. Next, let's bring back the terminal window because I'm going to use some commands to continue our enumeration. For example, I'd like to check to see whether this site has robots file or not. We find this file. Great, we can copy and put our notebook. Next, we can launch Decode to perform automatic enumeration. You know, I always use Decode I always use this Decode as the first tool to enumerate the web application because it can give us different types of information about the target machine. Okay. In the meantime, we can access this file. Press enter. Nothing returned. We can check its source code. Nothing at all. So possibly we need to pass something. Later we can check or we can make some fuzzing. But before we do that, I'd like to go back to the terminal window to see what we have really got from Decode image directory. We can access this directory. A lot of pictures. Nothing unusual, right? So next, let me launch GoBuster. GoBuster. Let me specify the target's URL. And the word list. GoBuster word list. Extension option, HTML text. So now GoBuster starts its directory enumeration, although GoBuster can make other types of enumeration, for example, like vhost enumeration. And access directory. Usually, you know, such directory doesn't contain anything valuable, just some sort of static resources like image, like JavaScript code or files, okay, fonts, CSS. I don't want to wait anymore because GoBuster can't find anything else. So I think the vector lies in this file or in this page. Although just now we didn't get anything back when we visit or access this file. Possibly we need to conduct fuzzing. For example, we can use fuzz. Let me autocomplete this command. So I put the URL. Of course, here we need to use this word fuzz, and every time this utility iterate this word list, and this placeholder will be replaced by every word in this file. Okay, let me autocomplete this command. A lot of the put, so we can put filter like the length of a word or numbers of words. We can press enter, so then the output would be much cleaner. And without too much time, we have already fuzzed out this parameter or payload file because the length or the numbers or quantity of words are different, certain line words. So next we can use command line or command to access this password. As you can see, we successfully retrieved content of this password file. So this means the target machine or the web application has file inclusion vulnerability. To be more specific, local file inclusion vulnerability. So what we are going to do next, we need to exploit this vulnerability for our purpose. So here we have already found 1, 2, 3 normal users. Maybe we can copy, right? Sorry about this pop window. And the second user. And this one. Okay. So from now on, I'm going to demonstrate how to exploit local file inclusion vulnerability. Okay, and we can check to see whether we can access private key. Okay, home SSH private key, nothing here. So how about this Rudra SSH private key, nothing here. And maybe we can copy instead of typing every character, right? So SSH, nothing here. Next, we can try to, of course, we can try to retrieve the bash history. Nothing here. Rudra, nothing here. So how about next one? Chevy or Chevy, doesn't matter. Nothing at all. Next, we can try to retrieve or access a local file. And also we can try to, because we know the web application is Apache 2 access. This is a default location for the access log, but we failed to get anything from the target machine. Next, I'm going to create the test file and set up the the web server locally, because I'm going to test remote file inclusion vulnerability. HTTP, IP address of the Kali Linux, port number, test. Our local web server didn't receive request from the target machine. So, we can't exploit this, as you taking UUA, we have already completed the, UU approach to exploit the local file inclusive vulnerability, but nothing very exciting up to now. However, guys, just now we know the target machine has shares. So I think, and we can combine 2 points. I mean, one is file inclusion, and another, we can upload or transfer specific file by NFS. Okay, let me show you what I mean in action. And we can transfer, for example, like, the web shell file. And how to do, we can navigate into share directory. Let's copy. I think this requires a sudo privilege, otherwise you will get error. Shell PHP. Okay, it's there. So now, and also we know the absolute path of this file should be under this directory. Okay, and now we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux, waiting for collection from the target machine. Next, we can utilize this local file inclusive vulnerability to, exploit the target machine. Okay, let's press enter. As you can see, we have already got collection from the target machine. Beautiful. Next, we can spawn an interactive shell by Python. Python 2 is not available. How about Python 3? Python 3 is available. So then we can import PTY module. This is built-in Python module. And we can spawn bash. It's better. So now also I'm going to export environment variable term. Then we can clear screen whenever to get a bigger space on the window, right? It's much better. So now we can go to home directory. Let's make local enumeration. Nothing here. Go to this directory. Nothing here. Go to Chevy. Nothing here. Go to opt directory. Nothing here. var. Go to backups. Nothing here. Go to www directory. A bit disappointed. Also, we can run ID. Nothing special here. No other groups for the current user. Next, I'm going to upload linpeas shell script to the target machine. Okay. And I've already got this linpeas shell script ready. Next, I'm going to upload this shell script to the target machine. And we we can take the easiest way by setting up web server locally with Python 3. Python 3 module, server module. Next, we can use wget to upload linpeas script. So next, we can make it executable, and then we can run it to see what we can get from this script. As you know, when we try to make lateral movement or privilege escalation, in most cases, we should make use of this wonderful script. It can, relieve a lot of pressure from us, because it can enumerate the target machine very comprehensively. For example, I'll try to find out binaries which have SUID bit, and also will check capabilities information of binaries. It's done. Let's scroll up to see what we can get from this script. Parent process capabilities, current shell capabilities, nothing special here. SUID bit. So root squash. No root squash. Actually, I tried to use it this way, but there would be version mismatching. So anyhow, we can scroll up. We should look for some kinds of low hung fruit, right? Cron job. Process information, local exploit, but these exploits a bit new. After all, this machine was created in 2019. Such local exploits are not supposed by the author of this machine. Okay, so what else we can get? User host without a password. So I think we can connect to the database. Okay. MySQL. MySQL. No password. We are in the database management system. Sorry, I'm running shell commands. Shell command. And so now we can show databases. And this database is what we want, I think. So we can use this database. Then we can show tables. One table. And I want to dump the data from this table. We can use select all from hint, the table name. So check on media file system. So this is the hint left by the author. Great, we can go to media. And another hints. So without noise. So how about this one? We can copy. And access this address. Oh, this is a data exfiltration tool. Use text-based steganography. So I think we need to clone from GitHub, and I've already, to save time, I've already made such a clone. Yeah, this one. And also just now I can notice this file. We can cut out this file. Some emojis. So I think these emojis represent something, and we need to decode it. And we can use the way what we can get from this address to decode. Okay. And we can select, different types of ciphers. Emoji, maybe you know which one. Emoji, yeah, this one. But before we try to decode it, we need to transfer this one to Kali Linux. How to do? Because Python 3 is available, so we can set up web server on the target machine. Then we can use wget to download. It's done. And then, we can go inside this directory. So how about Cloakify? I think from this print statement, we can tell this script was written in Python 2. So we can run Python 2 and Cloakify. Okay, Decloakify a file, and we need to get the path. We need to supply the path of the encrypted file. Let me get its absolute path. Yeah, this one. We can copy and create default value. We just leave default value, because as we know, the cipher should be emoji. So 24 have already decrypted, and we can exit from this utility. Fantastic. And now we can cut out this decrypted file. As a matter of fact, this is credential. We can copy and put over here. Next, we can SSH to the target machine. Right? We can supply its password. It's working, beautiful. And we can cut out this bash history, because I'm going to gather additional information to elevate privilege. So how about run sudo? We can run watch command in combination with sudo. But although we can do that, but we cannot elevate to root privilege or to root user. However, just now, as we know, just now we run this script, run this linpeas.sh script. We know the sudo version is a bit old. Actually, I think maybe we can run this script again. We can collection. We need to set up web server one more time, and we can run it. So the sudo, the version is 1.8.21. As we know, this a bit old. The version of sudo has exploit or has vulnerability. Yeah, this one. And you can go to exploit database, and then I think I will put the link in the description section below, so you can check it out, or you can reference it. Okay, so we can, the a bit old version of sudo can support to use this way to elevate privilege, the hash and -1. As we know, this UID doesn't exist, so this will return as 0, and 0 means root user. Okay, so now we know how to elevate privilege or elevate shell to the root. And another question or another problem is how to utilize the watch command. And you can go to this GTF Obin's website, and actually we just copy. Maybe we can copy from here, and we can run sudo and paste in here. We can press enter. As you can see, we have already become root user. Then we can navigate to root directory to grab the final flag. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.